Hello and welcome to Hackergal's second Women in Tech Spotlight video. In this video, we will meet Sangeetha Varghese, who works as the Director of Data Governance and Quality at Shaw. Enjoy learning from her professional journey in tech and reflecting on her responses in the group discussion questions. Keep your ears open for the secret word at the end to include into your post-survey submission to be entered into the draw for an iPad 10th generation.
I can't think of one best part. I think I have three parts that really excite me. The first one is technology is just exciting and it's changing all the time and you can't anticipate what's coming next. So just by being in technology, you learn a lot, and that just gives me a kick out of it every time. The second piece is the people. So people who are choosing to be in the space are people who love learning and growing. And when you surround yourself with people like that, it's a very positive environment, for me at least, and I really enjoy that. The last piece is around my current area, which is data management. Data management is also constantly evolving. There's no set way to do something. When you're with any company needs to decide how do you do data management that makes sense for you at that time, and that changes for a company all the time as well. So that requires a lot of creativity and entrepreneurial spirit, both of which I really, really enjoy.
The secret word is command. Le mot secret est commande.
I'll start with my education. So I have an undergrad. My first university degree is in engineering, and specifically electronics and communication engineering. And then I went and took a second degree, which is my master's in business, which is an MBA. So those are the two degrees I have. I also maintain two certifications, they're very important to make sure you're staying on top of the latest trends and you keep yourself relevant. One is my CMC, which is my Certified Management Consultant. It's issued by an organization known as the Canadian Association of Management Consultants. And the second one is my Project Management Professional Certification, issued by the Project Management Institute. So that is also a global organization. Both are very valuable, both in terms of people knowing that you know what you're talking about, but also the process of keeping it active means you have to constantly learn and practice your skills. So they're just a very good way to keep myself relevant, I find. Onto your second part of the question about the skill sets. So I think my top skill sets are curiosity, critical thinking, and perseverance. So there are skills that you can start practicing right now. Curiosity is just being curious about everything about you, the business you're in, the world around you, the people around you, the problems they have, the successes they have. It's everything about just learning. Critical thinking is then important to make sense of what you're learning by being curious, because you are gaining perspectives, but you need to understand and figure out what makes sense. So putting those blocks together and making conclusions, arriving at assumptions, arriving at solutions, you really need that critical thinking. And the last one is perseverance, which is you need that to keep being curious. You need that to keep using your critical thinking, because sometimes it gets hard and you can't make sense of what you're seeing around you. So that's very important. And when you do all the thinking, now you have to start doing, and doing is also not easy. So you still need that attitude of being, persevering through hardship. So those are the top three skill sets that I would say, and you don't need an education to do that. You can start right now. I'll pick one area that is close to my heart, that is agriculture, because agriculture is the area where you can address issues that resonate with me and that are important to me, which is around food production, food distribution, and climate change. And again, even within agriculture, there is so much you can do. So I'll just pick a couple of examples that make sense to me and that I think of. One is if you take conventional agriculture, where you have, farmers growing crops out on fields. If you think, that's what I mean by conventional agriculture. If you think about conventional agriculture, you can use, let's say, data, because that's my space. You can use data that you collect from soil, from machinery, from satellites, huge amounts of data. You can collect that. You can analyze them. You can get insights about where to put your fertilizer or what crop might be next, might be well suited the following year. So basically you're optimizing your input, you're maximizing your yield. So this is helping directly with food production. And I mean, that's just a very tiny aspect of conventional agriculture. If you think about a newish word, because I think this has been practiced before, it is controlled environment agriculture, where you are controlling the environment in which you're growing your crop. So instead of growing a strawberry out in the field, now you're growing it inside an enclosed space. And so then the possibilities are, when you live in a country like Canada, you can't grow anything outside in winter. Now you can grow a strawberry during winter in Canada. You can use technology to overcome the limitations we have from nature around having a shorter daylight. You can use LED technology to extend your daylight and grow a strawberry. Because your environment is controlled, you don't have many pests. You don't need many artificial, additions like not too many fertilizers, etc. Right? You can tune all those pieces very, very accurately, again, to maximize your yield. And on top of that, you can put sensors wherever you want. And all these sensors can then continuously collect data, large volumes of data. We have so much advancement in data management that you can throw any volume of data and you can get insights and findings that then you can take action and make your controlled agriculture system even more effective. So I think that's just a couple of small examples of what technology can do. Go for it. Technology is everywhere, and it is important. I believe it's very important to have a good understanding of how technology works, a working comfort with technology, because technology that is required for any job in the future. Any career you choose, you will need technology. So the other piece I'll maybe offer is, don't worry too much about the exact subject you're learning or whether you like it today or whether it's going to be relevant tomorrow. We know it's going to change. All of us are constantly evolving, constantly learning, either because we choose to or because the circumstance is going to dictate that you do that. So that's just how the world is. The problems of tomorrow, the opportunities tomorrow are not things we can predict today. We can predict high-level trends, but there will always be areas that we cannot predict. So don't worry too much about what you like, whether it's going to be relevant. Just jump in, immerse yourself. And the other thing that comes when you immerse yourself in something is you open your eyes to new opportunities. And you will also find opportunities come seeking you. And opportunities are they're a funny thing. Like, you need to be able to attract them. You need to be able to recognize them. So all I'll say is, jump in, feet first, and say yes to opportunities. That would be my advice. Superpower questions are hard. I think I would want to have the ability to teleport myself. Because in my mind, then I can just do so much more in a day, in a week. You can be at so many different places. You're very efficient with your time. So that's what I would choose.